Have you ever felt small, like your efforts were just too tiny to matter in a world that moves faster than you can follow? Maybe you've tried your best, yet nothing seemed to change, and you wondered if your hands were simply too empty to build anything meaningful. There are nights when life feels darker than it should, when even your hope seems to dim, like a weak flame in a quiet room. In those moments, you might ask yourself if anything you do truly makes a difference, or if the world would stay the same with or without your effort. But sometimes it takes only a single light to challenge the darkness, one quiet action to shift everything around it. That is what happened to Arin, a boy who believed he had nothing to offer. And what he discovered next changed more than just his home. Arin was a quiet boy who moved through his neighborhood with gentle steps, often carrying a small bag filled with broken scraps he collected from the streets. People wondered why he bothered with things others had already thrown away, but Arin saw possibilities hidden inside every piece. He lived with his younger sister, Lyra, who depended on him more than she ever said. Their home sat at the end of a narrow lane where blackouts were common, leaving their nights wrapped in heavy darkness. Still, Arin tried to keep a soft smile for her, fixing what he could, hoping it made her world a little brighter. Though he owned very little, he carried a quiet potential no one noticed, not even himself. And one ordinary afternoon, as he searched through another pile of discarded things, he didn't realize that something small he found in the trash would change everything. Most nights, Arin studied under a dim candle that flickered with every soft breeze, its weak flame barely strong enough to touch the pages of his worn notebooks. The darkness made his eyes ache, and his grades began to slip, no matter how hard he tried to stay focused. He wished he could give his sister a brighter home, a place where she didn't have to squint at her homework or hold back her questions because she couldn't see the paper clearly. But wishing didn't change much. During the day, Arin picked up broken scraps from the roadside, hoping to fix them or turn them into something useful. People laughed when they saw him searching through piles of discarded things, whispering that he was wasting his time. Their words stung more than he admitted, pressing on the quiet fear that he wasn't good enough to change anything. Still, he kept collecting, hoping his effort meant something, even if no one else believed it. His heart often felt heavy, pulled between wanting to give up and wanting to try again. Until one evening, something unusual caught his eye in a trash pile. Arin gathered the strange pieces he had found: a cracked glass bottle, a tangled wire, and a bent metal frame. He sat outside his home, determined to turn them into a lamp. For the first time in a long while, he felt a small spark of hope. Maybe he could create something that would brighten their nights. But when he connected the wires, nothing happened. He tried again, twisting, adjusting, tightening, yet the lamp refused to glow. Neighborhood children stopped to watch, whispering and laughing, calling his project useless. Their voices pushed out deeper into his chest, making his hands shake as he worked. Even Lyra, standing quietly beside him, eventually asked if he was wasting time on things that never worked. Her words were tender, but they cut sharply, confirming the fear he already carried. Arin lowered his head, feeling the weight of failure pressing hard on his shoulders. Maybe he was too small to fix anything. Maybe effort couldn't rewrite reality. The pieces in his hands suddenly looked worthless, just like people said. He thought about leaving everything on the ground and walking away. And just when he wanted to give up, a quiet voice spoke behind him. Behind Arin stood Mr. Lian, the old repairman who lived 2 houses away, known for fixing radios, broken fans, and anything people thought was beyond saving. He had watched Arin struggle for days, quietly admiring the boy's persistence even when the world doubted him. With a gentle smile, he knelt beside Arin and picked up the tangled wire. His hands were steady, slow, and sure hands that seemed to understand stories hidden inside broken things. Arin felt a mix of embarrassment and relief as Mr. Leon began explaining how the current needed a clear path, how even the smallest wire had a purpose when connected properly. Then Mr. Leon said softly, "A single lamp cannot chase away the whole night, but it can show someone where to put their next." The words settled deep inside Arin, warm and unexpected. He had been trying to fight the whole darkness at once, believing he needed something big to make a difference. But maybe the small light had meaning too. Mr. Lian's calm guidance lifted some of the heaviness from his chest, giving him room to breathe again. Mr. Lian held the cracked bottle up to the fading light, letting the last colors of evening pass through it. Effort, he said gently, is like a small flame. It begins fragile, almost unsure of itself. But if you protect it, if you breathe patience into it, that tiny flame can warm an entire room. Arin watched the glass glow softly, noticing beauty in something he once thought was worthless. Mr. Lian continued, "These scraps are not failures. They are beginnings. What matters is the heart that chooses to try." The words touched a quiet place inside Arin, a place that had believed he wasn't enough. He looked at the pieces again, not as broken trash, but as ingredients waiting for care. For the first time, he felt his own worth reflected in the small things he held. And then, something finally worked. With newfound purpose, Arin tightened the final wire. The small lamp flickered, then bloomed into a steady, warm glow. He barely had time to admire it when the entire neighborhood slipped into another sudden blackout, swallowing every house in deep darkness. But his lamp remained lit, shining brighter than he ever imagined. The warm light spilled into the lane, drawing neighbors out of their homes, their faces softening as they saw what he had created. Children who once laughed now stood silent, amazed. For the first time, Arin felt his effort touch the world around him. As the soft glow spread across the lane, neighbors gathered closer, grateful for the light that eased their darkness. Arin watched their faces shift from surprise to appreciation, a warmth rising in his chest. Lyra rushed to him and wrapped her arms around him, whispering how proud she was. Even those who once mocked him now looked at him with quiet respect. At that moment, Arin finally felt his own worth. Small steps matter more than you realize. Small efforts grow quietly, shaping change you cannot yet see. Even the tiniest light can soften the deepest darkness and lead someone forward. If you've ever felt small or unseen, let this story remind you that your efforts still matter. Keep taking gentle steps, even when no one notices yet. And if someone you know feels insignificant, share this story with them. Your light might be the one that helps them believe again. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.